Ready to Love Philly Episode 5 Straight Shot No Chaser Review. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'll give this episode a solid 3. This episode surpassed my expectations, especially with tonight's announcement of double elimination for the women, but things fell flat towards the end because the episode ended in a cliffhanger. So let's take a deep dive into the episode. In the first part of the episode, the remaining cast meet for the block party, and the guys are told that they will have the power to eliminate. It's because of this that most of the women seem like they're on their best behavior while at the block party. After all, why risk elimination? The top connection at the block party has to be Cam and Rose. Rose is still at the top of my list for best women cast for this season, and in my opinion, she has the ability to make any man want to marry her. The next best connection would have to be Shanice and Fritz. They seem to be genuinely into each other, and the kiss that Shanice gave to Fritz was much welcomed. Jay and Kiara have a connection, but it seems to be mainly physical to me. Same with Hussein and Angie, as well as Eddie and Coley. Their connections all seem to be very surface level. The odd women for this episode have to be Deonna and Rocky. Deonna might have been on the bad end of editing, but Rocky simply didn't have any connections, and it seemed a little awkward for her to be at this block party. She spent some time sharing her sexual poetry with Naeem, and he was clearly not interested in any parts of her. And she spent a great deal of time interrogating Fritz on the polyamory allegations that Coley told about him. The most shocking part of the block party has got to be the scene with Cisco and Tay. Cisco made the mistake of telling Tay the truth about his situation, and in my opinion, Cisco should have lied to get the trim like any self-respecting man. Tay judged Cisco because she doesn't want to be with a man who doesn't have stability in his life, which is her right, but it made Cisco second guess being that vulnerable with women, and I don't blame him. The men then meet with Nephew Tommy to discuss which women they are not feeling. The men deliberate, and they ultimately nominate Coley, Rocky, and Sahara for elimination. But the episode ends before we find out who is going home. My next long-form video will share my predictions for which of these women will be eliminated. But as it stands, if we're really being honest, then Rose is really the only woman on this season of the show that is on the show for the right reasons. Tay seems to be nice and attractive, but she's also judgmental. Deonna is very nice looking, but I'm starting to lose interest in her, and I'm not really feeling any of the other women remaining. But we shall see if they prove me wrong. Stay tuned for more Ready to Love Philly content.